Welcome to WebSeriesOnFire.com, where talented filmmakers share their inspiring stories from concept to execution. And now, here is your host, Peter Papagiorgio.
Welcome to WebSeriesOnFire.com. I'm your host, Peter Papagiorgio, and I'm going to be sharing the stories and journeys of the creators of the hottest new web series in the entertainment industry. My guest today, Ward Edmondson. Ward is the creator of the web series Moonbound 24, and he's won a couple of awards there too. Ward, are you ready to ignite the entertainment industry with your web series?
Let's set it on fire, Peter.
Cool. Ward, give the audience kind of a glimpse of your personal life. You know, where'd you grow up? Your background, where'd you go to school, where'd you study?
Oh, you don't want to know all those boring things about me, do you? I tell you, I grew up, okay, here we go. Well, Peter, I grew up on the East Coast, near the coast of North Carolina.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I said okay.
Okay. So I grew up on the coast of North Carolina, and went to school at East Carolina University. Took a lot of drama and tap dancing and a lot of other stuff, but my dad wanted me to be a lab technician.
Oh, interesting.
And so I kind of did both. I got my biology degree while I was dancing in the background, and
a dancing biologist.
Tap dancing at that. So yeah, so I still do that actually. I'm a travel histotechnologist. That's really just a specialized lab technician that diagnoses cancer and tumors.
Okay. So
what I do?
You travel around the country doing that?
I take 3 to 6 month temporary travel contracts in hospitals and research facilities all over the country.
Okay.
And see, while I'm there, I focused on writing and networking, and then here's where my life gets fun. In between contracts, I go back home to LA, right back in the middle of things.
Right.
Producing and editing and mostly acting.
Do you want to tell the audience what you've done acting wise?
Oh, geez. Well, it's hard to get into acting when you go out to LA, and everybody knows that. When I first got out there 10 years ago, I just started doing the background stuff like everybody else and worked my way up to getting my SAG card. And I've done 4 or 5 movies since then with lines, and gotten into the backside of things where I'm producing and directing and editing. And, you find out there's not a lot of work out there for unknown actors. And so it's...
you create your own work, yeah.
It's smart to be able to create content.
Sure, yeah.
And so I went to a screenwriting school, Sherwood Oaks College, and that's when I started networking and meeting people. And that's really when things start happening, is when you start meeting people.
That's right, yeah. What inspired you to create, the web series Moonbound 24? Was it like you growing up in, liking science fiction or
wanting to leave the Earth?
Yeah. Was it Star Wars, Star Trek, anything else?
I'll tell you what it was. Is one night at 11 o'clock at night, I was watching the news, and it was 5 years ago. It was about Sandy Hook, and I was watching all the horrible things that were going on in the world, and I was thinking, what could I create that would make everybody happier? What could I create that would make the world laugh? And then David Letterman came on, and Tom Hanks walks out, and he starts talking about how bad the world is, and he says, I just wish I could go live on the moon. And that rang a bell. I mean, It rang a bell with me, and I thought, there it is. That's something that, what if just a few of us could go? What if there was only a few of us and we could start over and try to get it right?
So where did you get the number 24? Is it just the 24 hours in a day?
What I wanted to do was I wanted to be able to – I decided to do something totally experimental. I didn't want to do the same old thing where you walk in a casting room and you pick 5 actors and they do they read the scripts and you film it and edit it and put it out there. No, I did something totally different. I had 200 actors come into a room with nothing but a computer, and the computer asked them questions, and the questions basically were, if you only had 60 seconds to explain why you should get a seat on the last rocket to the moon, what would you say? You have 60.
Okay. Yeah.
And your time starts. Now, they never saw a casting director. They never saw a human being. They were called, they were emailed and told where to be and what to do when they got there. They showed up. They did their audition in front of a computer and left. And
wow. Did they come up? Yeah, I was going to ask you in regards to the react. Did they seem like intimidated? They were like, "What is this real? What's going on here?"
The spectrum is so wild and wide of the reactions from all these people. Some people were just totally confused and sat there. Some people would go, "Hello, hello, hello."
Yeah.
They waited for me to respond. But the computer doesn't respond. It just continues to ask the question until they tell you why they want to go to the moon.
Did you have a green screen behind them?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that's what I sensed when I saw that. Yeah.
Everything was filmed on green screen, and of course that's when that's why the editing took 3 years.
Wow.
It took 3 months to cast. Out of the 200 that came in, we cast 80 actors. 80 actors came in one at a time and did their monologue that they created themselves. They created their own costume, their own character name, their own backstory, and their own monologue. So see, this was the experimental part. I didn't tell them who to be or what to be, or I gave them all the opportunities in the world to show their acting ability.
Sure, this is totally organic. Yeah, I love it. I think it's a fantastic idea.
I had a few friends that wanted to join SAG, so I made this a SAG project, and I signed a SAG new media contract.
Yeah.
And we did it by the book. That took a lot longer too when you have so much paperwork. We had 80 actors, 5 chickens, 5 dogs, and a cat. So of course the ASPCA had to be there.
Sure. Yeah.
Every day. We got their certification. And basically, after 3 months of filming, I think the editing part was the hardest thing. If I had to do something over, it would be hire an editor.
Yeah, which does. I mean, I'm a video editor and that costs a lot of money.
That's where the money came in.
Yeah.
And it's time consuming when you have this. See, we didn't just shoot 1 season of this web series. We shot 2 seasons.
Yeah, you might as well at that point. Sure. Yeah. I mean, you got everyone together. Just do as much as you can.
We've got a whole nother season coming up. And after this win that we just got at the Hollywood Real Independent Film Festival, we've been asked to turn this into a movie.
Right. So I wanted to ask you, what were the 2 festivals you won? One was West Side Film Festival, right? And the other one was the Hollywood Real Festival?
Hollywood Real Independent Film Festival. Mm-hmm. We had our world premiere, red carpet, at Regal Cinemas, right in the middle of LA Live, and accepted our award on the red carpet there.
Nice. What was your concept to creation, and then did it start off on a piece of paper where you just started to organically get this thing together from an idea, and then what did you write it in the back of a napkin at a restaurant?
No, I was actually sitting at my desk, and I had every opportunity to put something on the computer, but you're right, I scratched it on a piece of paper. And I don't know, that organic feeling of creating something with a pencil and drawing the characters and drawing the rocket ship shooting off to the moon uh, that kind of, I don't know, it kind of gave it life.
Sure. Did you once you got some kind of template together for this? Did you bounce it off friends, off other actors that you knew for feedback?
100 people, 100 people, and everybody said that's stupid. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Really?
And
Wow.
most people don't think outside the box, and I've had, I talked to a lot of casting directors about this show, and they said, Ward, nobody does stuff like this in Hollywood. You need to be more conformist. And you know what that made me want to do?
Man, do I totally disagree.
I just want to be outside that box.
Good
and
for
I,
you, man.
not get noticed or because I, want attention, but it's more because I think I've always been that way. I've always wanted to be the one that did the science project that nobody expected.
Right, yeah, and you did. Now, you had mentioned that you got a movie deal out of this?
We have, well, what we have an offer. We don't have a deal. So what they want us to do is try and raise funding, and we're trying to do that now on Indiegogo.
Okay.
You can go to Indiegogo and just search Moonbound 24 and be one of our producers.
Okay. Cool. Did you have any? I'm sure you must have had obstacles to overcome, especially from the casting directors and all that. Do you have any obstacles? Any funny stories that you want to share with the audience?
Obstacles. Well, now 5 chickens in a room with the ASPCA might seem strange, but and I panicked for days about this thing happening. But the lady with the chickens, her name is Linda Macon. She's she I can't even begin to tell you how awesome she is with these animals. It's like she's trained them.
So she was on camera with the chickens around her with in character that she created.
2 on her shoulder, right? 2 on her shoulders and 2 behind her, and she's got about 8 that have done other TV commercials. One little show for kids, and she's amazing. She's the sweetest little. And in fact, she's from North Carolina.
Ah, okay.
So Linda brought those chickens in, was so professional, and we got so many high marks from the ASPCA. Yeah, I can't even call that an obstacle. So I think it's just me freaking out about it.
Well, that's funny, I think. And what about the dogs? The dogs were cool and all that, and well behaved.
No, they did. They came in one at a time, and they were the owner's pets, and so. Right. Very easy, very easy situation with those. The cat, the cat had to explore a little while. So we just kind of talked until the cat sat in her lap, and then things happened like they were supposed to.
What kind of camera equipment did you use, shooting wise?
Peter, we didn't go expensive. We just used a Sony HD Handycam. In fact, we used 2 of them so we could have angles on our actors. And, with the green screen, as long as we were shooting in high quality HD, everything was beautiful.
Right, and basically the audio was basically going right into the camera then, right?
We did onboard sound. We sure did.
Okay. Do you have
which is hard to edit around,
Yeah. Now I know it's funny when I contacted you, to be on web series on fire.com, you had mentioned, hey, I bet you Priscilla Leona put you up to this. And I said, no, I just found you on the internet. Now I just want to tell the audience that Priscilla Leona, she has a radio show. It's called Question Reality TV on latalkradio.com. And I know of her, and my wife, who actually a couple of years ago was on her radio show, just by coincidence. And she played. She was one of the characters in your web series, right?
She played a character called Peg Leg. I don't know if you know if you know Priscilla, personally know Priscilla. She is in a mobility scooter, because of a bad knee.
Right.
And she named herself Peg Leg and came up with this hilarious character that stands out in the film. And in fact, I think she's even talking about doing a little short about the character herself, which is adorable.
Wow. So that came out organically too, and now it's going to take a life of its own.
Hey, I'd love to see a spinoff. Right?
Ward, is there any advice you like to tell? Like, one of the reasons why I did this podcast was, I want to inspire people to go out, pick up that camera, pick up that pencil, start running a web series, because it's an exciting time right now in the industry, and you can create your own work, and you don't know where it's going to lead. Look at the High Maintenance. That was a web series. That wound up going to HBO. Broad City was a web series. That got a TV deal. Drunk History was a web series. And it's just, the list just goes on and on and on. It's growing. So would you like to give any advice to people out there?
Well, I'm probably not the one to come to for advice because I'm learning the hard way.
But the thing is, your tenacity. It's like you said, no. Everyone told you, hey, you know what? You can't do this. And you said, no, I can do this.
Yeah, let me go back and start with that for sure. I agree. It's hard to raise money to do a huge project. And I would say to people, keep it small. Find some friends that can do things. Find you a sound buddy. Find you a guy that knows how to edit. And another thing too is it's real important is to have some PR people in your corner. You came out of I don't know if Priscilla really sent you, but
no,
she did.
She didn't.
No. But see,
you know what brought us together? The entertainment gods.
You're right, and we count on them because a lot of this I have to say is luck. But you've got to network. You've got to try to make friends, and you can't do it by yourself.
No, you can't. That's for sure. Yeah. So as I wrap up the interview, you want to tell us what your next plan is and also basically your contact information to tell the audience.
Oh, I'm very proud, and I'll never give that out. Of course. But so yeah, right now we're raising funds for this Moonbound 24, the movie. We're putting together a couple of good editors that are going to make this into a top-notch, high-quality movie with real production value. And on the side, I've got a lot of scripts that are just being introduced into the market, and I'm always looking for somebody to take a look at those. And if you want to get in contact with me, look for Ward Edmondson on Facebook, and you'll find a lot. And if you just Google me, you'll find all my contact information.
And I think you're also moonbound24.com too, also, right?
Please join us at moonbound24.com and on Facebook at moonbound24. That's another thing too. Is one of the things I was told to do when I first got started with this thing is go ahead and start promoting it. Go ahead and make your Facebook page, make your website. Get some of the print in place so that people hear about it. It's already on the web. It's already there. And then make sure it's ready before you put it out there.
Yes, it's true.
You don't want to put a thing out there that's not ready.
No, because you only get one shot.
That's right. People are going to look at it. They're going to immediately...
They're going to be judged.
It takes 5 seconds for somebody to know if it's got any quality value. And, 10 seconds whether their actors are any good. So, be careful what you put out there. It's permanent.
That's true. And do as much media as you can. Print, audio, in radio shows like mine, Priscilla's show, everything. Just keep moving forward, yeah.
Radio and podcasts, and that's the internet now. So what a better way to promote a web series than on the internet.
That's right. Yeah. And, there's no, that's one of the reasons why I created webseriesonfire.com, because my target audience is people who have created web series. And there's no podcasts out there like that.
And I just realized, Peter, there's so many. There are so many web series out there right now, and people need to know how to find them. Just submitting mine into festivals, I started seeing all these new web series, and some of them are awesome, but they haven't been discovered.
Yeah.
So thank you for Web Series on Fire to give people an opportunity to find them.
Well, you're welcome, Ward. Thank you for being on the show.
It was an absolute pleasure.
Cool. And good luck with everything.
Thank you, Peter. Good
Take
luck.
care, Ward.
You too.
Bye-bye. Well, that wraps up webseriesonfire.com. If you would like to be a guest on the show, please email me at webseriesonfire@gmail.com. Please like us on Facebook and subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to webseriesonfire.com with your host, Peter Papagiorgio. We'll catch you next time.